Let's imagine this. One day, somehow, every single person on Earth, all 8 billion of us, agrees to do one thing at the exact same moment. Jump. Maybe someone organized it online. Maybe it's the biggest social media challenge ever. At precisely 12:04 p.m. UTC, every human on the planet bends their knees and leaps. What happens next? Would the Earth shake? Would the planet move? Would it even notice? Let's start with some numbers. The average person weighs about 60 kilograms, give or take. 8 billion of us combined would weigh about 480 billion kilograms. That sounds enormous, until you compare it to Earth. Our planet weighs roughly 6 septillion kilograms. That's a 6 followed by 24 zeros. So, right away, it doesn't look good for Team Humanity versus Planet Earth. Still, maybe if everyone jumps exactly together, the force could add up. Let's check. If each person pushes off the ground with a force of about 3 times their body weight, for a brief moment we'd be pushing down with roughly 1.4 trillion newtons. That sounds impressive, but compared to the Earth's mass, it's barely noticeable, like a mosquito tapping on an aircraft carrier. So no, the Earth wouldn't budge. Not even a little. But could we at least make a noticeable sound? A synchronized thud heard around the world? Probably not. Most of us aren't even standing close to each other. We're spread across continents, separated by oceans. Our jumps wouldn't be synchronized perfectly either. The delay in human reaction times, even a few tenths of a second, would blur the effect into nothing more than local noise. However, let's say we cheat. Suppose we gather every single person into one huge flat area, all packed tightly together. The world's population standing shoulder to shoulder would fill about 500 square kilometers, a space roughly the size of Los Angeles. Now everyone jumps at once. The ground would shake locally. A small earthquake, maybe magnitude 4 at best, centered in this giant human pile. It would definitely knock over a few phone cameras. Then, one moment later, everyone lands. This is where things get interesting. When we jump up, we push the Earth down ever so slightly. When we land, we push it again, but harder because now gravity is helping. The total impulse when everyone lands together would create a shock wave that could be measured by seismographs around the world. Scientists would scratch their heads for a second before realizing what just happened. The good news, the Earth wouldn't fall out of orbit or shift its axis. The bad news, we'd all have sore ankles. The even worse news, 8 billion people standing in one place for a global jump event would be catastrophic for logistics. Imagine the bathrooms. But let's go one step further. Suppose somehow the jump did push Earth a tiny bit. How tiny? If everyone jumped upward at once, the center of mass of the human population would move up a few centimeters. To conserve momentum, Earth would move in the opposite direction, downward, by about 1/100th of the width of a hydrogen atom. Then, as soon as we all landed, the planet would move back. So technically, yes, the Earth would move. Just not in any way anyone could ever measure. But maybe the real question isn't about physics. Maybe it's about the idea of everyone on the planet doing something together. Every human being, for one moment, in perfect synchronization. That's not something physics can calculate. It's something we've never done. Not even close. In reality, even if we could coordinate such an event, someone somewhere would miss the memo. Someone would jump early. Someone would refuse. Someone would trip. Billions of people moving in unison is a fun idea, but also a reminder of how divided we are most of the time. Still, if for just 1 second we could all act together, not to move the Earth but to prove we could, that might be more impressive than shifting the planet itself. And who knows? Maybe that little jump, even if it didn't shake the Earth, might shake something else. Like the idea that we can't do anything together. Because if 8 billion people can agree to jump at the same time, maybe we can agree on something even bigger. Until then, the only real movement we'll see is 8 billion people going up and down, and maybe, just maybe, one lonely seismograph quietly smiling.